Damn, DJ Malone went in on the mix.
Well, it was out of here.
Let's get back to the hottest topics and all of the gossip on Chi-Town Urban Radio.
Let's get it.
Yo, man, Chi-Town Urban Radio, man, the best place to be at on any day. Really, it's the one and only DJ Malone.
And Shayla Marie.
How you guys doing today, man? Hey, I feel like going crazy, man. 12:30 at the top of the hour. Oh, well, not at the top of the hour, but halfway, almost 30 minutes to the top of the hour.
Yes.
The rant of the day, man. Rant of the day.
Okay.
So, I have a lot of things that really made me mad. Big shouts to DJ Swamp Thing, though. Went crazy on the mix. Big shouts to him. So
yes.
So definitely, man. Give him the
Woke me up.
Ohio, stand up. I see you. What's going on?
You from Ohio?
Yeah.
That's dope.
So now, rant of the day for
August 19th.
August 19th, 2020. Oh man!
Right.
All right, so people, if you got now, maybe some of you guys can relate to this. Some guys may not. But here's my thing. My whole situation is that I feel like, as when you get into a certain type of stature or whatever, and people feel like you're supposed to look out for them because of where you at and or what they think you became.
Like in your life or your career.
Yeah, in life, career, whatever may have you. But don't forget that you still got to be your own person. So my rant of the day is that stop making it, well, put it like this. Stop making it to where you are angry at me because things ain't going the way in your life that you want it to go.
True.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault that you decide to go out there versus to get weed versus to go out there and go get a job. That's not my problem. Get your priorities straight.
Very true.
Another thing is that I feel like, especially with a lot of families, we say, oh yeah, you look out for me. You're my guy. You're your family. But at the same time, family will bring you down more closer than anybody else.
Because you continuously help them and try to save them. Yes.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about it, man. So can you relate to any of those situations, Sarah?
A little. I understand.
Do you feel like here's my thing.
Family can bring you down, but you have to at that point decide what you will and will not accept, what you can and cannot give. It's just about setting boundaries, and it doesn't matter if it's just family. You have to set boundaries with everybody.
Yeah, I feel that. And you just have to stay guarded, man. Stay not when I say, oh well, just don't trust anybody. But
not F everybody kind of guarded, but cautious.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. If somebody treat people how they treat you, if they treat you with a foot on stick, then hey, you treat them the same way. So that's my thing of the day, man. Is that I just feel like people need to really get up on their grind. Don't try to make it put the blame on that other person, and you want to play the victim because things ain't going the way down and where you want your life to be, and you get mad at the person that's in your head being a more successor, not knowing what that other person is going through.
How they have to work, how much they have to do, how they don't get to rest, or it's just
exactly.
You never know what people do for what they have or what they've been through for what they have, and that's just something that I think when people learn that, they'll be better.
Yeah. So I think once we get to a extent where we can. Here's my thing. I put people on in positions to win. That's your prerogative. Whether you want to
if you take it and run with it, or take it and run it to the ground.
So
very much so.
So that's how I feel, man. So that's the rant of the day.
For you?
Yes, for me. Anything going through your head?
My rant of the day is just slow down. Take a deep breath. Don't jolt yourself out of the bed. Just be kind with yourself. Breathe. Don't put too much on your plate. Yes, time is limited, but just use your time wisely. Be smart. Don't work hard, but don't work yourself too hard to the point where you're never resting or you become your work and you don't have a separate identity from it.
Oh.
So I guess my rant of the day for everybody is just take a deep breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. You can hold it for 4 seconds, let it out for 4 seconds, or you could just take a regular in through your nose, out through your mouth deep breath. Just take one.
Hey.
It's okay. It's a rough time for everyone. Things are weird. It's a new moon. We still in COVID. We shut down, but we not. It's okay.
There's a lot of things
It's
that
okay.
that are not happening.
Everything is chaotic and in disarray, and everyone is trying their best. Like, literally.
Like we said, 2 weeks. There's only 2 weeks of summer. This has got to be the most boring summer in God's green earth. I don't know what.
COVID started like March, and now it's about to be September.
Yeah, Halloween. I don't know how we're gonna do Halloween.
People actually have their like Halloween decorations like out for COVID decorations, and it's kind of funny because I know they're gonna transition it, just slide it on through.
Oh, I guess so. Are you going? Somebody comes to your house? Are you going trick or treat?
No, I'm sorry.
Trick or treat.
Are kids gonna even trick or treat because of COVID?
That's a good question.
How are we gonna socially distance while trick or treating?
That's another thing. Would you let your kid trick or treat? That's a whole nother ball game, man. Because
outside though, I guess.
Because now
then other people's hands are touching the candy, and you're not disinfecting and sanitizing the candy before you really eat it. Exactly. And then you as a parent, you have to do the candy inspection first. So everybody's just gonna get sick regardless. Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry that I just put that in. But
then how do we live in a life with COVID now? It's here. It's not going anywhere.
So if you pass out candy, I need to see you maybe squirt some hand sanitizer on before you grab the candy. No, that's terrible. That's a waste. That was bad.
Wear gloves? That might be sufficient.
No, because people do all kind of other stuff with gloves, like touch other stuff. They like touch their face and then still touch what they're trying to like prevent from being germed. That doesn't make sense.
So how do we live in a day of COVID?
Don't be dirty. Internally, externally, environmentally.
So that means clean your body, clean your house,
and clean your spirit, your mind, all that.
It's good to be clean. Like I always say, it's always nice to be clean. And, I always told you, man, when I take a bath, clean seats, clean body, and clean clothes. It's a wonderful feeling.
Nice snuggle up. It's over with.
I'm going to sleep after that, especially if I have some good weed. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, y'all didn't just hear that, but it's okay. 312-985-7834, man. I don't know.
Our topic of the day, give us 1 second, DJ, is lucrative career paths if you don't want to go to college. Call in, help the young adults, ages 17 through 25. We're all going through it. Maybe even older. Call in.
And
help us.
There's never a bad way to go to school. Never a bad time.
It's really not. Especially during COVID. This is like prime time, but this is also prime time for the other.
But I also think, okay, with COVID now, even if you are going to college, what are you going to college for? And if you do go to college, are you going to get hired?
No, there's a lot of people that have masters that don't have a job, to be honest. There was a meme that said, drops out of school, unemployed. Masters are going to get second masters, still unemployed. And it's like the little different hurdles in each one. And I'm just like, oh, that's so bad.
I don't know how we go on, but go ahead.
So we're going to share just a few that we have. So, of course, someone said be an entrepreneur. But within that, you have to find your strength, and you have to find your passion, and you have to actually study up on that. And it does take time. It's not just going to happen immediately. Of course, you have the beautician license, esthetician licenses. You have truck driving, which is also, isn't that a CDL?
Yeah.
That's a CDL, if I'm okay. Then you can also work in railroad. Someone commented railroad and law enforcement. And when asked to go deeper into the law enforcement, they said that you can become a prison guard, you could be a TSA agent or border patrol. I did not know that. I didn't know that. Oh, and we can also throw law enforcement in there, right? Don't they just have to go to like cadet school for like 6 months or something?
It is some form of college. It is some form.
Everything has like its formal education, of course, yeah, but it's still not like $6,000 in debt, just your undergrad, kind of debt. We also had, you could be a substitute teacher. My favorite is certificates and trainings, even to continue your education or just to even make more money. You can make more money with certificates and trainings than people with degrees. I think that's crazy. As far as like health management, alcohol part 2, even elderly and disability, you can make a lot of money with training and certificates with them as well.
Voiceovers are nice. You can make some money with voiceovers. Yeah. DJ drops.
You said graphic designing too, right?
Yeah, graphic design. And these are things that you can pick up and learn as a trade. And
YouTube. You can practice.
Video editing. Video manipulation, which means more like green screen. Photo manipulation. Same thing as just, taking a photo, making it something else. You can do that at After Effects or Premiere.
Say the funny one that you said earlier that involves driving.
What did I say? Drive. What did I say about driving? I forget.
You said that they can.
I still can't see. My eyes be tweaking.
Maybe I write too small.
Yeah, my eyes be tweaking. Uber. I'm sorry.
This man said Uber, which it counts.
It really can. I mean,
you can put it on your taxes, so it most definitely counts.
Some people are professional Uber drivers.
They are. They're really good at it. But you have to like driving for that. You said graphic design already, photography or videography also.
Yeah. But the thing is that if you're gonna go and like hit before we go too further in, if you're gonna go on any of these things, make sure you study the craft of it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just go in and say, "Oh well,
it's a lot of money, so I'll do it."
Yeah, and
you'll be miserable.
Because nothing that's real lucrative or real that's really gonna help. Like basically, nothing that's really gonna benefit you in the long run. It's not going to come right away. It's always, you're going to have to work on it. This, picture this. Chi-Town Radio, I started Chi-Town Radio, 6 years ago. So now we came from here, from a basement type, to now we're in the studio. Same thing with DJing. I went from DJing in the basement from DJing at the Bears Stadium. You know what I'm saying? So it's levels. And, you have to put in your time, efforts, and humble yourself sometimes, man.
I definitely agree with that, because I was just thinking about how I started the idea for my book in 2015 when I took my health education internship, and I taught my little project at the school, and then I finally published it in 2019, and now in 2020 is when I've had my most sales. So I'm just it's crazy that it really takes that much time, but you have to.
Yeah, man.
It just takes time. Proper preparation, man. Don't give up. Continuously try new things. Continuously further your education on new things. It's ways, man. But that's society too, because we have social media and people think that everything's just fast money, like starting a dropshipping business. Boom, I'm a millionaire.
Well, people always say that they don't give you. They give you the end, but they don't get to where how they got there.
They don't give you the humble beginnings.
Exactly.
They don't tell you the real truth. And that's why it was a conversation on Twitter about Girl Boss Twitter being a scam, like the seminars and things like that.
I guess. Here's my thing. I think there's ways that will cause instant gratification, but understand that things, if you go in instant gratification, you're going to have to do instant gratification stuff.
Be prepared for the consequences that come from getting something too swiftly also.
Yeah, exactly, man. And then also, I think a lot of times we look at social media and then, social media, this person is this place, and that person is doing this and getting paid, and this person is over here doing this, but really and truly, they're not getting paid a thing.
Comparison is a Mickey Ficky. Speaking of comparisons, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna say that for my rant of the day next week, guys.
You want to talk about this one?
Nope. Let's give everyone, including myself, the young adults, some more trades. So we got some comments on Instagram from Curly Queen, and she said dental assisting would be a good trade. She said plumbing would be a good trade.
Yeah, plumbing.
And she said just management in general. You can work somewhere and just work your way up through management.
Yeah.
You can even learn how to be a better employee so you can move up in the ranks swifter, to be honest. I think that that's a lucrative skill as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of things you don't necessarily have to go to school for it, but you are going to have to put what we talked about before is trial and error. That is going to have to play a thing. A lot of times the best teachings I have is experience.
Yeah.
It's going out there and just trying it out, see what sticks, see what's goes.
Okay, I understand that perspective, but this is for me personally being like a scarred person, because I would love to continue trying things, but I don't want to quit something because I don't like it. I got in trouble for that when I was younger, so I think that now I'm hesitant to kind of try something. Like I'll study it for like a year before I even make my first move, kind of deal.
Yeah.
But I need to start. Like I have to let that fear, not even that fear, heal. I have to heal,
And
just like you all.
well, I think a lot of times, we have when especially when we're younger or when we first start out a certain situation, we think in our heads, oh, this is the way that it's gonna be, and it's gonna take off this way, and it's gonna be this way.
That's how I was with school,
and it won't ever go to what you envision it, because you have so much high expectations. I'll tell you, whenever from when beginning when I was 20, and then now,
really?
It's like night and day. Because when I was 20, I was wide, bride, and ready to work, and now it's like, yo, I don't like any of you guys, man. So
I think I'm slowly getting there, because that's how I was. I was super social, like from 17 to, I'll give you up to like maybe 20. I'll say like 23. I was super social. Now I'm just like, Can you turn that down? Can you? No. That don't look safe. I'm finna go in the house.
So, I mean, it's different ways, man. It's different ways of everything, man.
You said it's night and day. So, what is a night and what is a day? Like, give us an example from 20 to how old are you now? See, since we're getting in business. Okay, so from 20 to 30, what was your night and day?
When I was, for instance, I didn't think there was a lot of. I thought, hey, yo, like if me and you share the same type of thing going on, like if you're a DJ, I'm a DJ, we have something in common, we're reaching a common goal.
Okay.
I would entrust into that person, thinking, okay, well,
it's all good.
Yeah, we're both gonna do it, but really and truly, you're trying to get up on me.
Yeah. Collaborate to control.
Another thing is with promoters. Give me one second. Where can they find us, Shayla?
What about promoters? But you all can check us out on Facebook, Chi-Town Urban Radio, or you all can visit our Instagram, Chi-Town Urban Radio, or make sure you go and click through our website, ChiTownUrbanRadio.com.
Okay, thank you. I was getting the instrumental good. So, promoters. Here's my thing. I used to always try to just be...
So many of them.
Yes, just too many of them. I used to always try to be a good businessman and try to be nice about the situation and everything.
Attitudes.
And as time went on, people will always say, "Oh, I'll pay you at the door. I'll pay you at the end of the night," and then you'll never get what you agreed upon, or you may not even get paid at all. So what I learned is that you just got to be stern with people, man. Yeah. And it's nothing wrong with being about business and saying, "Hey, yo, I know my worth, and I deserve to get paid for my worth. Whether you agree with that or not, I still get paid regardlessly." And what I learned is throughout these whole years, time. You can get money back. You can get material stuff back. Yeah. You can't get your time back.
True.
Period.
Yeah. And
time is everything, because you could be doing so. If somebody wastes your time, let's say you go out with a guy, right? And you and him, he's a cornball, he's a goofy. He goes out there and he does
gang banging and being belligerent
I guess
in
so.
public.
I'm not talking about anybody.
I know that would be my that was just a random example.
But he's not, he's not what you expect. And then you wasted 2 hours of your time, which 2 hours of your time that you can't get back. 2 hours which you could be doing something better,
self-care,
to better quality your life, man. So that's what I mean.
So you went from socialite to don't waste my time.
I wasn't. Well, I was more sociable. I will say that. But now I'm very. People can kind of feel. I'm not mean, but you can tell I've been through a lot. Put your foot down. Yeah, I won't play with people, and that's something that I had to learn, even 2 years ago with just the whole situation with,
Houston.
Yeah, Houston and stuff, and I learned that just because somebody says that they're there for you, does not necessarily mean that they're always gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this call on the line, man. Caller, man. State your name. Where you calling from?
Did I make it?
You did. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, how you doing?
I'm great.
What's your name?
Pardon me?
What's your name?
Oh, Janet Stewart.
Hey, Janet. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Lovely day.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so our topic of the day is, what would you suggest as a lucrative career path for people who do not want to go to college? Do you have any input besides your input of being an entrepreneur and finding your strength and passion?
I would really recommend for young people who are pretty much go-getters, and their passion is what they love to do. And so what I always encourage young people to do first is follow your passion, because if they follow your passion, you'll never work a day in your life, which is why I have been so successful at what I'm doing and still doing it after almost 50 plus years.
Okay.
I would recommend that they find something in entrepreneurship. Start a 501c3 company or do an LLC. Go into business for themselves. Your passion will always drive you. You will never be a day without wanting to create your own. And so while you're creating your own, though, if you have to sustain a living, you have to find some kind of work that's going to accompany or accommodate what you're doing. You don't give up totally on it. And you don't go out there and say, oh, well, I'm just going to do this and live up under a bridge. No, you need to have a working job that's paying your bills while you are building your dreams.
Yes.
I'm glad you put that out there, man. I really did.
Yeah. And so I've made enough mistakes to help a lot of people. Believe me, I've lost money. I've lost time. But let me say this. You never lose. You always win. Because the experience that you gain for failure is better than the experience you gain from being successful. And so they need to understand that it's about getting up that hill. If you get knocked down, you climb back up it. But you won't be so regretful about the failures, because those are the things that you wanted to do because that's what you love to do. It doesn't happen overnight.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Now, I understand that you have a nonprofit organization called Homeschool Buddies, man. Explain to us about that.
Okay. So Homeschool Buddies come out from under my larger umbrella, which is Cityside Arts and Education College. And we spell college with K-A-L-I-J because I like to challenge people to read.
Okay.
As a reading instructor and a reading teacher, 40 plus years with Chicago Public Schools.
Okay.
I have produced 4 or 5 students who are doctorate students who have PhDs. My students have double masters. They are teachers. They are physicians. They are
dualists.
You name it. My students excel. And the reason why they excel is because I always level up.
Okay.
We never teach down or always level up. If you were in the 5th grade, you were doing 7th grade work. If you were in the 7th grade, you were doing 9th grade work. And so one of the things that I know works with homeschool buddies is that these young people who are going to be sitting in front of a remote person, the distractions are going to be enormous. And so what I would recommend with homeschool buddies is we do the offline work. We do the paper, pencil, to read, write, and think, and you submit, and we regrade, and we talk about why your writing isn't right, and we talk about why your reading is not fluent, or why you're not at the grade level, why your vocabulary needs to be enhanced. And so we do the real live classroom work. You do the work, I do the coaching, and we get you to level up. That's my whole thing, is that our people, and I'm speaking about African Americans, mostly do not invest in the next level. Teachers say you're in 3rd grade, we're doing 3rd grade work. Well, there's some kids who can do 2nd grade work, some kids who can do 3rd grade work, some kids in there can do 7th grade work. And so that's what we're about with homeschool buddies. I say, here's the deal. So let me tell you what the deal is. You can come in at the developmental stage. That means you are very low. You can come in at the excellent stage. That means you are right at grade level, but not close enough to another grade. And then A, you are academically proficient. That means you're at your grade level, and you're just at your grade level. And then the L is leverage. I want to be able to leverage you up to the next level. And so we do all of those things. We deal with every stage, and that's the deal. That's the real deal, because we're doing real live teaching and real live learning. So that's what we do at Homeschool Buddies.
All right. So what grades are you targeting or serving?
I target the middle grade, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Okay.
Because those are core grades. And if you don't get those middle school kids on a successful path, high school is a wash. College is a wash. So if you get them at 5th grade, because 5th grade is that true benchmark when they come out of elementary, so you start ramping them up at 5th grade to be successful at 6th grade. But by the time I get you from 5th to 6th, you are now ready for 8th.
Real.
So you could almost skip grades. And that's what we don't do. We don't understand that a kid does not have to do 4 years of high school. Because out of 4 years of high school, you have spent almost 2 years running the hallway, doing lunch, doing gym, doing that other stuff, when you could have been out of there and in college.
That's true. I did go to school at 17.
Yeah. So that's the target. That's the target grade. But I do work with lower grades. However, my target is with that 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th and 9th graders, because those are benchmark grades where you can really shape and mold a kid at those grade levels. You can really have an impact that will impact them for the next years of their life, and that's where. And I say that because I've had 45 years of experience in doing that. So I know what works.
Can you tell the people what school you worked at in Chicago?
Oh, okay. So my first 10 years, I worked over at Delano Elementary School over on West Garfield. I was there for 10 years. Then I went to Michelle Clark. We were actually the middle school. During this time, I worked over there for about 25 years. So I saw us transition from the middle school, and we saw our kids leave our middle school, and then they matriculated upstairs to our high school in the same building, which was International Baccalaureate. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with International Baccalaureate program. But what we found at the high school level, the kids who came out of our middle school were the most prepared students for our high school. So when those tests came back, our kids did fine, the ones who came out of middle school, and then the ones who matriculated up to high school. So yeah, I spent 25 years at Michelle Clark. Currently, I'm working now with young men who are ages 18 through 35 and helping them get their high school diploma. So this is my second tour of duty, I call it.
Okay, cool. That's dope.
Yeah. Yes,
Now,
yes. And those young men are great young men. People have to know them, not just look at them and judge them face value. We do some great work with those young men.
Okay, so how can the people contact you to register for Homeschool Buddies?
For Homeschool Buddies, there are actually two ways you can register. You can call us at 630-863-3007, or you can contact us at connect, the number 2, tutor me at Gmail. So that's connect to tutor me at gmail.com.
All right. And where can the people find you on social media?
You can find me on Facebook under Black Diamonds, and you can find me also in the group City Schoolers, Cityside Homeschoolers.
All righty.
That's what's up, man. Hey, we need more people like this, man, in the community and stuff like that.
Yes.
Now, registration is going on from August 24th into December, I want to say December 4th.
Yes. And what I'm trying to do is to, grab people because what happens is we don't always jump on the bandwagon as soon as the wagon gets to rolling. We got to let it get down the street, and then we want to jump in, and there may not be any room. So I'm trying to just give people an opportunity to get the services for their children.
Okay, definitely. And it's a $25 fee, or does it start out at $25?
It's $25 a month. It starts out at $25, and what you get with that, you get an assessment. You get 3 types of assessments for your child. You get an academic assessment so that I'll know where they are in reading, writing, spelling, and math. You also get a social-emotional assessment, which tells me your assets. And asset tells me, if you have the support system in place in your community, in your home, in your church, and how motivated are you. So we do that one. And then I do a reading assessment that tells me your Lexile scores. And if you guys don't push anything on this show today other than Lexile scores, make sure parents understand Lexile predicts the reading ability of your child, which college reading material written on anywhere from 16 to 1800. So you can look at the number where your child is, and you can see in relationships of going to college how great a reader your child is. And that's Lexile. They can also look that up on Google. Just look up Lexile, Lexile, Lexile scores. And every kid in Chicago who has taken the math assessment, they have a Lexile score.
Okay.
All righty.
Definitely, man.
Yep.
Janice, I do appreciate you stopping by and showing some support. It means a lot that you're doing this for the community, man.
We love you.
Yes, sir. Love you more. Hey, and this is always what I say, broken crayon, still color. That's my motto.
I definitely hear that, man. Definitely.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you
too.
more.
Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. Dorsey has that other number, too.
I do. And the other number to contact her, the email again for Homeschool Buddies is connect, the number 2, tutor me at gmail.com. Or you can also contact her at 630-863-3007 or 331-725-7224.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
You guys have a great one.
You too.
Good people right there, man. Good
Yeah. Getting this education together.
Yep.
Y'all thought we was just talking about changing the community, huh? Starting piece by piece.
It starts at home, man. Kids
Honestly.
are our future. That's what everybody else says. So
They are. The next generation, I'm pretty confident in them, though. They have a lot of abilities.
definitely, man.
They're pretty strong.
I want to get into Swamp Thing's mix, go back into the mix, and then we'll come back. We're going to read out what else we got going on for Luke
right.
Good at Ways, man. Right here on Chi-Town Radio, man. With the one and only DJ Malone.
And Shayla Marie.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys staying tuned with us, man. Let's get back into Swamp Thing. DJ Swamp Thing from Ohio. Fleet DJs, oh my God.
Q4 Radio, 1680.
No ceilings, baby. Okay, swimming in polo, sleeping in Jordans. I bought a cell phone and I don't even much call it. New imports make her feel important. No bull, no Ben Gordon. Get her information, take her on vacation.